Hey, 8th grade. My name is Miss Doak, and I'm your middle school counselor. I have something pretty exciting to share with you that's coming up soon. It's called Southeast Worlds of Work. So this is for Alabama Virtual Academy, okay? For the 8th grade only. All right, so my first question before we get started with what we're talking about is, do you know what career you will pursue one day? And if you do, how much does it pay? What skills does it take to get that job or to do that job? What sacrifices do you have to make to have that career? And could you still do that job when you are 50 years of age or older? All right, so have you ever even heard of Southeast Worlds of Work? Well, this year it is on Thursday, February 21st in Dothan, Alabama. And really the purpose for this is to increase students' awareness of great careers available regionally and to demonstrate what each career involves through interactive and engaging activities. And as we kind of talk about this, we're going to probably refer to it as SE-WOW or even just WOW, okay? So some career experiences that we would be able to see, and they call them little worlds, so they have like little departments, I guess, throughout the place where you can actually experience like each thing at a time. So one thing will be like agriculture and stuff like that, like how to run a business in that way. Automotive technology, aviation, aerospace, construction, healthcare, hospitality, transportation, and the logistics with that, manufacturing, media and IT, public service or the military, and utilities. So those are kind of things that you could probably find a job in this region, in the Dothan region, okay? So some things that we might see are what careers might be available in these industries, what kind of education does it take to be qualified for these jobs to even be considered, what kind of salary can be made at these jobs, and where do you have to live to have jobs like this? So you might be wondering, why does it matter that I'm starting to learn about my possible career path now? The answer to that is because you're in 8th grade and high school is beginning soon for you, okay? It's next year. Next year, you will be able to start deciding like what classes you take. And some of them you don't really get to choose, but a lot of them you kind of do. Like, am I going to take AP courses in high school? Am I going to take electives that help me towards my career path? Am I going to make grades that are good enough for college? Things like that. This will help shape your path to prepare you for college or a technical school admission one day. So, unless you want to do a lot of remedial courses when you get to college, you really need to start thinking about your GPA and even just taking advanced courses now in college, in high school, and that really will prepare you to try to get into college. Colleges will determine if you're prepared based on what classes you took and how well you did in them. And if you don't choose the career path, that's totally fine, but you still need to make sure that you have your high school diploma and whatever training and education is required for you to go into that career path. So before we go to WOW, a few things to know before we go, kind of like a few lingo things that they might talk about there are on the next few slides, okay? So when we're there, you're not like, what are they talking about? So here's a few things, okay? On-the-job training, all right? That might be something that you hear while you're there. This could be hands-on kind of teaching where you're learning skills and knowledge like at your job. Maybe some competencies that are needed for employees to perform specific jobs within the workplace, and employees can learn in the environment where they actually will need to practice the knowledge and skills obtained during the training. So this could look like where you get a job and maybe you have a mentor, or like a job rotation where you learn like all of the jobs necessary. Job instructional training, maybe you're an understudy, an apprentice, or maybe you have a coach. Things like that. So basically, like, you're hired and then they teach you how to really do the job. That might be one way. Another thing that you might hear would be post-secondary or like technical education. So this is an alternative to college, okay? So if you don't feel like college is really for you and maybe you want more of a hands-on type job, like, you know, a lot of healthcare positions are like this. Maybe not like doctors or nurses, or like an RN, but lower type nurses would be, and then anyone that's actually just like helping, like an aide or someone that's in management, things like that. Construction, manufacturing, trucking, bookkeeping. A lot of accountants do have to have degrees in that. Let's see, maybe if you're going to be a tech for a veterinary clinic, auto servicing, cosmetology, dental care, computer support like IT. Maybe you could get some kind of technical certification for that. And then food services. Yeah, you could go to culinary school if you don't really want to go to college. This is still something that you're going to have to commit to and usually go through some kind of program. So let's read about this. This education takes place after high school and is designed to provide vocational education or technical skills required to perform the tasks of a particular and specific job. So you're not just going and, you know, getting a general degree in business. No, you're going to learn how to do this job. Courses consist of a certificate, or like a non-degree program usually would be like at a community college or a technical college. So a certificate is kind of where you have some skill, but you don't actually have like a degree in it, okay? And then the next step up would be actually an associate's degree. This is usually obtained within the first 2 years of either going to a community college or even a university, or like a career school. Associate's degrees are normally earned in about 60 college credits, including general education courses, electives, and courses required toward your specific major. Okay, so you still might have to take like your readings and your maths, and science, all of that, but maybe not as many of them, depending on what your degree is in. So this is a 2-year degree. Like, you can literally just go to a community college for 2 years and get this, okay? And that's usually where you get into the nursing and stuff like that. Unless you want to be an RN, you might have to go for longer. But yeah, so it's just focused on certain jobs usually. Okay, so a bachelor's degree, this is usually about 4 to 5 years, depending on how long it takes you, and that's in a traditional college or university setting. This degree involves extensive and advanced study in one area of concentration, and it's further developing you towards your career path, and some degrees that you might consider, or some jobs that you might want to get. You would need a bachelor's degree for these. Would be like to be a chief executive, to work with some computer jobs, architectural engineering, to be usually some kind of manager, or, you know, pilot, you usually have to have your bachelor's degree before you get trained for being a pilot. You know, all these different things. And, you know, if you're wanting to be a teacher, you're probably going to have a bachelor's degree. Things like that. So I like this little chart right here because it kind of shows the levels of education. So we started off with associates, and now we're at bachelor's. So it shows you, you know, with those 2 to 3 more years, you're up a level, and that might mean you get more pay, might mean you get more opportunities for jobs and things like that. And then up another level would be your master's degree. So some jobs, like my job, I couldn't have this with just a bachelor's degree. You cannot be a school counselor unless you have a master's degree, okay? So there's a lot of jobs like that, okay? Here's some examples, like leadership positions, okay? A lot of times you have to have a master's degree in something, or even more than that to be in leadership positions. A nurse practitioner, yeah, they usually have to go back to school after they have their RN. All kinds of things, guys. So a master's degree is an academic degree awarded by universities or colleges, basically where you've mastered your specific field of study or professional practice. This is usually at least 2 more years. So that means you're in school for, you know, your bachelor's degree about 4 years, and then your master's degree about 2 more years. Some schools do have programs where you can get your bachelor's and master's, like for business. They usually have that where you can do 5 years. You can just do it all at one time and get it done. So that's pretty cool. So now we're at the top level, or on this one it's the bottom level, but really this is the top level, okay? Your doctorate degree, okay? So if you want to be like the principal of the school, or if you want to teach at a university, or if you want to just be, have some kind of real leadership job, you want to have a doctorate degree, okay? This means you are very proficient in that field, okay? This degree continues after your master's degree, and it's highly focused in your field, okay? So you definitely will need at least 2 to 4 more years of study. It really depends on what kind of degree you're going for, and what kind of maybe internships and papers you have to write. It really depends on how long it will be. Some things like this would be maybe like careers in research. A lot of times they'll want you to have a doctorate in that field, and that shows that you are really good at researching things like that, like getting a PhD, or a lot of careers in healthcare. You know, you have to have your doctorate to be a doctor. And then, yeah, like careers in education, like I said, if you want to be a professor at a university, you better have your doctorate. Or if you want to be a principal one day, you probably want to work on at least something above your master's, like a specialist or a doctorate degree. All right. So those are just a few things that you might hear as we're going around the worlds at WOW. And we will definitely have a follow-up session after that where we talk about maybe specific things for careers that you found there that you are super interested in. We'll look at specific things to help. So look for an email from me at cadoke@alvirtual.org. So then, you know, maybe you're like, all right, I'm kind of interested. Like, what's the details? All right, so maybe you want to go to the Southeast world of work. All right, the date for us is going to be February 21st. So that's like 2 weeks away. All right, so it's kind of last minute, but we're going to try to make it work. The time that we're going to go is 11:40. Okay, so we have to be together by 11:40 so we can make sure everybody's together, because they will not let us start until our whole group is there. And there's a lot of people there, so we don't want to get pushed back and lose our spot, okay? So if you're going to come, please either try to get here early or definitely be on time, okay? We will be there until 1:40, okay? And where is this at? Well, it's in Dothan at the National Peanut Festival Fairgrounds, okay? There's the address right there, and I'll have it in our survey as well. Or I'll email you guys too. And then who's invited? All right, so obviously 8th grade students are invited, but only students that live in Barber, Butler, Coffee, Covington, Crenshaw, Dale, Geneva, Henry, Houston, and Pike counties, okay? And there will be some other students there from places in Georgia and Florida, but these are the only kids in Alabama that are invited, okay? So we didn't invite the whole state of Alabama at ALVA to come. It's just counties around Dothan. All right, and what staff from ALVA will be there? It's probably just going to be me, the middle school counselor, but I don't know yet exactly if anybody else is going to come. All right, some more details if you want to come. Food, all right, so obviously we're getting there around 11:40. That's lunchtime for a lot of us, okay? Bad news, they don't sell food there. You have to sign up as a group and and get all of the meals situated. That's kind of complicated for us since we're not all together like in a classroom. So we're just going to either say, bring your lunch with you, eat it as we walk around, or really what I would recommend is eat it right before you come, okay? Just grab some food either on your drive there or pack a lunch before you leave your house and eat it right before we go to this, okay? Because there's not going to be food for sale there, and we're really not going to have time to leave and go get food, okay? So try to eat before you come, and that will work out. Water, so obviously this is outside. They will have water bottles provided for us there, but maybe, you know, if you just get really thirsty and dehydrated, just think ahead. What can you bring? So they have these backpacks that they want us to wear because I think it's going to have like our group information on the back of the backpack. And maybe you'll get stuff as you're there to like save and look at it later. And they want us to wear those. So don't bring your own backpack, please. Don't bring like too many things to carry because we will be walking around a lot, and you'll have that backpack on. So you don't want to be too overwhelmed with lots of things. They will give us a tour guide thing to have as well to put in our backpack. So you don't want to have too many things. And then attire. So since we're going to be there as a group and we want to stay together, we want to have on our red shirts from ALVA, or if you don't have an ALVA t-shirt yet, just wear red, okay? And that way we can stick together as our group because they're not going to let us just walk around. All right, and if you have any more questions, there's the website. And then RSVP by Monday at 5. Complete the RSVP if you can. Provide transportation to get there. If you cannot provide your own transportation to get there, please do not RSVP. I will contact you with more information after you have RSVP'd. Here's a little bit of a recap. It's February 21st, which is a Thursday. We have to be there at 11:40, no later. It's at the Peanut Festival Fairground. It's free. There's the address, okay? And then if you have questions, contact me. I will be the staff member at this location, okay? And yeah, let me know in the survey if you want to come, okay?